All right, so today I have with me Ben Perry, the Facebook marketing strategist. So, Ben, tell us what you do. Tell us about your business.
I'm Ben Perry, and I help people to get clients on Facebook without dumping their entire ads or budget or dumping their entire budget into ads. So, Facebook marketing strategist sounds great. Um, and I also, on the rare occasion, dress up as Captain Jack Sparrow. So I'm a professional Captain Jack Sparrow impersonator. It's having
It's really good, you guys. It's really, really good. If you're finding pictures or videos, like, do it. Because I think that was like the first time I met you, and you're like, I'm going to dress up as Captain Jack
Oh
Sparrow.
my gosh, that was right. That was right. I forget that I was Captain Jack
I
at the
didn't believe you. I
Wow.
didn't believe that you would do
You
it
met
that
me
well.
as Captain Jack. Wow. I forget about that. That's funny.
That was good. That was good. So, we've worked together actually a while ago. You came to Atlanta. We worked in person for like a couple of days. I think you actually stayed an extra day, and we worked on your systems. So before that, I wanted to know, why did you choose to work with me specifically?
Well, I'd seen that you were just working with a couple of different people in the internet marketing industry, and the fact that I saw that you were working closely with another major person in the internet marketing industry, and I was like, man, like she's really kicking ass here. So, and I wanted to be able to reach out and be able to get your help in helping me make sense of, I'm just going to say it, my mess at the time.
Yeah, yeah, and it's totally okay to call it a mess because I've been there. I've
Yeah.
been a total mess many times in my business. So, what, if anything, made you hesitate before deciding to work together?
Um, it was something that I knew that I needed to do. It was just a matter of pulling the trigger and saying, all right, I'm going to get this handled once and for all. Um, I I had you in the back of my mind, but you messaged me. You were like, "Are we gonna do this? Like, let's do this. Like, come on up, you know." And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do it." And so, so really, it wasn't that I didn't know that I needed it. It was just I don't. It's like one of those things where it's not as obvious until after the fact. And now, with everything you've set me up with, I can't imagine how I ever operated beforehand. So,
Yeah.
hope that
Okay.
answers your question.
No, it did. So, what specifically did you want to change about your business or your life before we started working together, or that made you be like, okay, I need to go up there and do this?
So, I didn't have a streamlined process for being able to um, necessarily capture leads on ClickFunnels and have that automated to where they would naturally lead into submitting an application to be able to get onto a strategy call with me. I could have done it myself. However, it would have been like 3 to 6 months later, like once I figured out how to do it. Sometimes I'm stubborn that way, but you you introduced me to some tools that I had never even heard of before, and I, I was, with it at the time it was 2017, and I'm like, I know things, like I know what's out there. It's like, no, I didn't know what was out there. So when you trust somebody like yourself that knows all of these things like the back of your hand, it it makes you go, oh, why did I ever wait so long?
Yeah, and it was a pretty, like, the invitation was open for a while. Like, you knew you could come up here, you knew you could work on the systems, and then just one day it was like last minute. It's like, okay, I'm driving up now. It was,
Yeah.
yeah. And so, what progress did we make during those couple of days?
So during those days, man, we were deep in, like, our faces were buried in laptops. You wanted all of my kind of posts that I had created over the last couple of 6 months at that point. All of the emails that I had created, they weren't in a sequence. And so I had just done a broadcast each time, and you were like, what are you doing? Like, you should put that into a sequence. And we put together my whole entire ClickFunnels landing page. Well, home site and the landing page and the page that lets everybody know essentially how awesome I am, all of my proof, of testimonials. And then we set up Acuity scheduling. It was all, we did that within a couple of a day period, where you were deep into putting the photos up and putting all of the back end stuff up in ConvertKit as well. Oh, you were like, you had me switch over because I was using Aweber, and you were like, no, you're not. You're using and I'm like, okay, I'm using ConvertKit. And you're like, just trust me. And it's been amazing.
Awesome. And I remember you wanting to peek over my laptop. It's like, what's the progress? What's going on? I'm like, trust me, it'll come together. Just give me another day.
Yeah.
You were so nervous, but you had a lot of homework to do. There was a lot of things that you had to do.
There was a lot. You kept me busy. I was like, I thought it was going to be like, yeah, let's rap back and forth. And you were like, no, give me what I need. I'm going to do my stuff over here. Right. I'll let you know when I need you. I'm like, oh, okay. All right.
Yes, especially because we already knew each other. We've already worked a lot together before, so I knew exactly what you needed. We just needed to pull the plug and actually do it. So, and you were telling me just before that, like, you had to be on your phone to be able to book a client, and now that whole process was completely automated. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, the way that I was basically my client acquisition process before you helped me set up systems was somebody reached out to me on Facebook via private message, and I responded to that private message no matter what I was doing. Oh, it's a lead. I better strike now while the iron's hot. And I could have been eating dinner. I could have been maybe about to go to sleep, any one of these things. And then I would have to and then I have to play the tag. What time works best for you? Oh, okay, maybe not that time. Okay. And you took all of that and streamlined it to where now somebody goes to my site, it all funnels into book a call with Ben. And all of my emails have, hey, have you heard that you could book a call with Ben? Can you book a call with Ben? Have you booked a call with Ben yet? Like, it was like, wow, like all of these touch points. And it was so interesting because we weren't even, I don't think I'd even left. No. I had just left. It was like a day after I left, and I was putting together, I think, my new program. So I hadn't even promoted yet the site or any of that. And I already started getting leads in from just the amount of work that we did.
I think I remember that. You were like,
yeah,
wait.
I was like, oh my gosh, I already got a lead. And then another lead. And then another lead. And I'm like, well, I'll be.
You did do a live stream here, actually. You did do a live stream. I can put the link as well, but you did a live stream and you were talking about what we were working on. That might have been it. Even though you didn't really directly say go to the website and book a call or anything, but people did.
I think people get curious, like it's like, hey, we're working on this project, and it's, people have access to the internet. It's like, oh, well, benperry.co. Oh, what do we have here? Oh, and then especially the proof page that we created, that was your genius. You let me know, hey.
But you had so many testimonials just sitting there.
I did. And I wasn't leveraging them like I could have. And so just putting what I already had in front of people, right? Drive them to the page. And it's once they're there, they go through the funnel. It's a natural process. And that proof page, I remember, we just did a quick video, hey, you need to have a video that says what you do. Just let's not have it be perfect. Just have them book the strategy session. And I remember we sat down and you were like, all right, go. And I was like, I don't know if I can do it, but we ended up doing it, and it still led people to. I can't believe what I was wearing at the time. I it was bad. Anyway, it worked. The system worked.
It did. Even though it was not perfect, even though we did it in a couple of days and not like 6 months of like effort put into it, it still worked. It didn't have to be this overly complicated big thing. And I think like from what I've seen, like with you, is that like you can make money and you can attract clients. Like you know how to do that. And then like my perspective is sometimes you overcomplicate it. And sometimes you make it harder on yourself, but it's actually really, really simple. And you have the system now to support you. You have the audience. You have everything you need to continue to grow your business. And it's just keeping it simple and taking imperfect action. So
for me, I wanted to just focus on, like, I need to focus on getting clients, like being in front of them. I need to focus on like the marketing piece of posting content on social media, and setting up systems was the last thing that I wanted to do. I knew I needed to do it, but it was like looking at this giant mountain, like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. And it was very overwhelming. It was very like, at times it was like, I've got so much work to do. And, you know, not having anybody else on my team made it even more overwhelming to me. And so you setting me up with those systems totally gave me all green lights. So since then, since we got the system set up, I could tell you, based on the systems that you've helped me with, let's see, January, February, March, I've generated almost $50,000.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, nice. Nice. From that system. You didn't tell me this.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
This needs to be included in our like conversation. That would be kind of nice.
Well, you know, looking back on it, it's like, oh, well, individually they don't seem like that much, but when you add them all together, it's like, oh.
Especially because you reduce the workload of like setting up that whole process.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Thanks to you.
Dude, well, thank you for sharing that. Wow, that is awesome. So, like, okay, so what did you most enjoy about working with me then? Because I know we got the system and we got like all the technical pieces in place, but I am a person and people are wondering how I am. So
yeah, no, absolutely. Like you have a killer personality, totally bland. Can't be around you in the same room. No, it's good. No, like it was fun. It was fun because you were just like, hey, it's very simple. It's like 1, 2, 3. You managed my expectations because I'm always wanting to know, like, all right, what are we doing? What's going on here? What's going on here? And you just had this air of confidence about you, like, I got this. Like, trust the process. And I'm like, okay. And you're just an easygoing person, I think. I mean, you're very serious about your business and you're very good at what you do, but you're probably one of the most personable people that I know. The way that, and I get the sense that you're very empathetic, right? Like, you see past what somebody's going through and you're like, I can totally identify. I've been there before. You were telling me that, hey, I was here before. It's totally fine. It's totally okay. And
many times.
Yeah, it kind of put me at ease. Plus, you know, it was a fun time. It was a fun time.
Awesome. Thank you. And I like looking back on it, the reason why I wasn't telling you exactly what I was doing was because I didn't want to overwhelm you with the details, because I could tell you were already overwhelmed. So I was like, I got this. Don't worry about it. Details will come later, after it's done, because it's nice to hear about details once it's already over. But when you hear about details in the process, it's just too much, way too much. So
yeah,
you handled that very well too, by the way.
Well, I didn't know how much of a control freak I am until
that day. I know, me neither.
Yeah.
I'm the same way, but I know myself too. Like once after the fact, if I just want to understand how it works, And I know I'm not the only one that wants to understand that. So you have all of the video instructions of how everything works, how I made everything happen, how it works together. There's no confusion there. But if I had explained all of that beforehand, you'd be like, oh. So what would you say to others thinking about working with me?
Do it. Don't think about it. Do it. It almost sounds like you're paying me to say that, but like,
I've been so surprised with some of the things people have said. Like, you just dropped the 50K bomb on me. I'm like, well, okay, cool. Did you wait until this recording turned on to talk about this? Like,
I wanted your reaction to be authentic.
Oh, there, you got it. You definitely got it.
No, it was if you're thinking about working with Kat, do it. You're not only will you get more energy back because you won't be overstretched, not only will you gain more confidence because she's going to give you everything you need in order to work your new system the way that you want it to work, but you're going to see the results in your bank account. First, it shows up as the leads, or it shows up as I can actually work on my business instead of inside my business. But ultimately, at the end of the day, you want to hire somebody who's going to help you double your bottom line. And she, 10, 15, 20, let's see, 5. I don't know. I was making about 5,000 and I've made 50,000. So do the math.
That is amazing, Ben. Thank you for sharing that. I really appreciate it. So what do you think, like, what qualities should they have to be a good fit to work with me and to work on systems, and why? So
I don't think being an absolute control freak is the best thing to bring while you're working with Kat. It's okay, you want control in your business, but the ultimate thing is that you gotta be able to trust the process. If you want someone to do it your way, like you have a specific way of how you want to do it, and you want Katja to implement it, maybe that might work, but she's the expert, and I would just go with what she is saying because it didn't make sense to me, but she managed to put together my mess and turn it into a selling message, which, well, she just put all the pieces together. So for somebody who, character traits, got to be open to the process, listen to the coach, listen to the mentor. And if you're somebody who is coachable, you're somebody who is open to doing something a different way, then if you're not getting results now, you got to do it a different way. Well, then you're the perfect person for this program.
I remember I asked you what you wanted to get out of the couple of days together. And I definitely remember you telling me how you wanted it to be structured and what you said it would look like. And I didn't say anything in return because I knew it was going to change drastically.
Yep.
I gave you pieces here and there, but we definitely I heard what you wanted, but I gave you what you needed. For sure. For sure.
You gave me the cupcake with the pill inside.
The medicine.
Yep.
Well, because I heard what you wanted, because here's the thing also is there's usually a disconnect. You were saying that you wanted to double your revenue, make more money, and but you didn't just want to make the money, you also wanted the freedom on top of that. But then you were telling me you wanted this thing, and I was like, well, that's not really going to get you what you were telling me you really wanted, so I'm going to have to change that up a little bit and give you what you need. So that's a really good point that you made. So anything else you'd like to share?
As far as getting all, you introduced systems to me that I didn't even know that I needed. There's okay, I need, probably, a scheduling app, whatever. And I think I was using Calendly or something like that. But you've got your finger on the pulse, and you work with people in my industry all the time. And so I think, you bring probably some of the most cutting edge systems work out there right now.
Thank you. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you. Thank you for sharing all of this. And for those of you watching, thank you for watching. And we'll catch you next time.